I want you to read this one. I'm going to give you all the good stuff.
All right.
But do this. So when you read it, keep your normal voice because you have a good phone sex voice. Slow it down. But when you get to the last sentence, give it a little, give it some suave.
What the fuck? I see words here I don't even want to read out loud. Let's take a trip to the West Coast now and get into Commyfornia's new travel bans for the government officials to certain states as a form of retaliation to 12 states banning transgender men from competing in women's sports. Dare I say these 12 states and Commyfornia are measuring dicks over transgenders?
Yes,
Too
you
soon?
may.
You're not writing my material anymore. That's it. Somebody get me Seinfeld's guy.
If you guys haven't figured out yet, I put the show notes together and I make him read the uncomfortable ones.
It's good. It's good.
So Commyfornia is now banning travel for political and government officials to 12 states in response to just that. These states have denounced letting male transgender athletes compete in women's sports, so they don't want to do any. They're not going to allow any travel to these states. Who are you actually hurting over a transgender athlete who shouldn't be competing there in the first place?
Let me see if I can break this down into smooth-brained words for all of us. This is basically a blue state governor banning his citizens from going to red states.
I think it's just political
Is it
officials.
just
Yeah,
people that work
when
at
the story
state house?
first broke, they thought it was nobody.
Oh, I thought it was a travel ban. That's what I thought it was.
No,
first
and then
announced as.
a couple hours later, it came out that it was clarified that it's politicians and government
Yeah,
officials.
because those are the only people that Gavin Newsom actually has control over.
Gavin Newsom's a bitch.
He's, he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew.
Yes, and I know that didn't he try stealing his own election and flip the votes in the wrong way? What did he do the other day? He did something the other day.
I feel like his penance is going to be losing his governorship to Caitlyn Jenner.
That's going to be awesome. And if no one's following along with Caitlyn Jenner, she is en fuego right now.
Girl's got it.
Yep, she is the left's worst nightmare.
I mean, I was concerned when Bruce decided to not be Bruce anymore. Bruce Jenner was a pretty awesome guy.
The only time I want to see...
I don't know how he lived in that circus that he calls a life.
This is probably
another show I've lived my whole life without ever seeing.
This is probably his way to get the hell out of that family. It's just to create his own bubble, get out of there.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's desperate. I mean, it's not desperate if that's what he really wants, but that's a big jump to get out of the house.
I'm not against any of this stuff. If that's who you are and that's what makes you comfortable, please do you. Be happy. You get one go in this life as yourself. Do whatever makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting other people or compromising your family and friends in some way, fine. All that being said, I don't care what this guy does. It doesn't affect the whole gay marriage thing. I don't care.
Do what you want to do.
Listen,
I mean, now, and this is a thing, and I'm not trying to be ignorant. This is a real life question that I've always had that I'd probably be better served asking someone. But I never understood why homosexuals would want to marry in the Catholic Church. They don't exactly speak highly of you.
No.
Like, the Catholic Church is pretty old school. Like, why would you want to be part of something like that doesn't accept you? And even if they have now, in their origins, in their roots, their foundations, they didn't. And it's all over the Bible. So I don't understand why you would want that. Like, why is it like a fuck you to the Catholic Church for not treating them right? I mean, I'd understand that. That makes sense.
Maybe.
But I just don't understand why you would want to participate in something where you're openly not accepted.
That's actually
even though
the
Pope now has moved that marker, and that's all fallen into line, and everybody is accepted now. But my question is, why would you want to be part of something that doesn't want you?
I didn't get married in Catholic Church. I couldn't. I never received confirmation.
I did. Probably the last time I went.
I hate church.
I don't think it's necessary.
No.
Do what you do, how you do.
I talk to God every single day.
Talk to whoever you want. Yeah.
I talk to God every day in some way, shape, or form. I don't believe in the Catholic Church. I think it's a racket. I'm hopeful that the rumors coming out of Q with the amount of money Trump took out of the Vatican.
But yeah, it's a relationship that you have or you don't have, you want or you don't want, atheist, Christian, whatever the fuck. Do what you want.
Just make yourself happy.
Be happy. But don't
don't force it on everybody. Like I
don't sell yourself out for other people.
I don't see the point, like, why everything has become so sexualized, like why that's so open. Like everybody has to talk about their sexuality, who they're attracted to, who they sleep with. What, like?
Yeah, my wife was telling me there's some sort of new terminology for that, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But she was talking about how, like, talking about sex, like, out in the open is a thing now. And, like, I mean, me personally, I just think that further, you know, the further, what's the word I'm looking for? Decomposition of the American society. I
just don't get it. I mean, if I were to just walk around just spouting off at the mouth that I'm a heterosexual white male that loves fucking women, like, I don't... Who benefits from that? And who cares? No.
But that's the thing. It's a culture we really don't understand. It's a new thing to be out in the open and talk to about these things in public and, like, be boisterous about it, loud about it.
Why couldn't this have happened during 1992 and 1996? You know how much less detention I would have had if this shit was acceptable to talk about? You know what I mean? Man. Right? When you were in school?
That and the DX crotch chops.
It's horse shit. That's what this is.
That's the thing. We grew up in a time when Stone Cold Steve Austin was beating the shit out of his boss on TV every Monday night, and
I loved him.
Going to Hooters, and, you know, it was a different world. This is a different world.
I don't like where we're headed right now.
I don't pay attention. I really don't. Like, I hate it. I hate what's happening because, you know,
and it's
kind of losing our identity. Like, we're getting. I mean, we got to get to.
Well, we're stuck in a blue state. That's the problem. Like, we're stuck in a state that literally No, we could leave if we want.
No. Is it really?
Oh, I don't know.
What was the count?
I'm convinced Trump won this state. The problem we have is it's run by blue pieces of shit.
How late was Trump winning Rhode Island? Big.
It was. I mean, I went to bed like 11 something-ish that night. He was crushing everything.
I'm just saying, this is too much. Too much now, coming up in too many different
places.
Dude,
there were states where 12% of the votes were in. 12%, and they'd already called the state.
We're not saying that anything happened in the election, because that, I'm pretty positive, would get this removed immediately.
I'm very confident in the election systems.
But we're up on BitChute now, so YouTube can screw.
Yes, we are on BitChute now. Actually, pretty well on there, too.
Yeah.
I think the election was very secure.
It was totally secure, and there was no shit, and there was no people pulling out suitcases of ballots from under tables.
All doctored. All that was fake.
It's not okay to question elections in this country. It's frowned upon.
Learn to lose like a winner. That could be a T-shirt. Learn to lose like a winner.
See this?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
You can't question elections.
No, you can't.
But the New York Board of Elections on Twitter is questioning their last election.
We can't, but they can.
The Board of Elections conducts rigorous and mandatory pre-qualification testing for every election. It has been determined that ballot images used for the testing were not cleared from the election management system. EMS produces cast vote records from ballot images. RCV software uses CBR to produce unofficial results. Basically what they did here is they ran all the test ballots, and they never took them out.
Fantastic.
Just left them.
Cool.
Left them in.
Mm-hmm.
So basically this election is shit. Major discrepancy, New York City Board of Elections.
I wonder what forced them to put that info out. Somebody get red pilled?
No, that's not a chance. Mainstream's not on that level yet. They're still, talking about those damn violent QAnon thugs.
We are a band of pieces of shit.
Vile.
We are terrible. Just look at us. Look at you with your tattoos.
You hear how violent we are?
Mm-hmm.
All the time, how violent.
Yep. We want to defund the police. We want to police ourselves.
No, that's just Republicans in general. Shame on all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Jen Psaki.
How dare you?
That decided to defund the police.
Jen Psaki is an angel.
It was the Republicans.
Someone should get that ginger ninja some wings.
Honestly, that poor girl. How do you even function? She's just poor thing.
It's terrible I don't even know why they have a press secretary. You're not giving any information out. She's literally just there deflecting questions. She literally provides nothing.
I wish I had someone like her around, like with me when I was a kid, a spin doctor.
Yeah.
Who could spin all my bullshit and keep me out of trouble. Because I sucked at it.
Wait a
She
minute.
seems to be spinning everything for
That
Joe,
group, the
right?
Spin Doctors, is that what their title means?
What?
Spin Doctor?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably, maybe.
Two Princes.
Wow.
That's what just popped in my head. Spin Doctors.
You're old.
So a judge in Minnesota has denied Dominion Voting Systems' request to dismiss Mike Lindell's lawsuit for the violation of the First Amendment, which now greenlights him to move forward in a much more aggressive manner because the case gets to move forward. So up until a certain point when you file suit against somebody, you have to kind of walk tenderly. You kind of walk on eggshells a little bit. You really can't come out guns blazing. So he's been handling this perfectly. And it really does look like this is going to continue to move on into the Supreme Court. So nothing much else, I guess, besides that. But that's a huge step that judges are denying the request to dismiss the case. So that's going to be interesting. He's actually holding a symposium, and he's inviting hackers from all over the world. Yeah, he's doing a cyber symposium, and he's inviting hackers, anybody who wants to come in who has credentials, to try and debunk the fact that those PCAPs that they captured during the election are false.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be proven wrong, and I think a lot of people are going to feel really silly for making fun of the junkie that makes pillows.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he put his ass on the line for this. He really did. There was no need for him to do any of this.
Zero.
None. He's got a ton of money. He overcame a drug addiction. He's got a successful company. He's making a fortune. So what does he do? He puts his neck out there, gets chopped off at 75% of the retailers that are selling shit. But at the same time, he stepped up. The guy, he had no reason.
If nobody can see the irony in the fact that when he was on Jimmy Kimmel, he was tormented by Jimmy Kimmel, insulted, made fun of. Everywhere this guy goes, he gets picked apart. And they bring up the fact, the first thing out of Jimmy Kimmel's mouth, so you were a recovering crack addict.
How quickly people forget the Man Show.
The Man Show, thank you, that's exactly where I was going with
Which,
this.
coincidentally, is the greatest thing Jimmy Kimmel's ever done in his life.
Jimmy Kimmel's a piece of shit.
Adam Carolla carried him
Jimmy Kimmel
to glory.
sucks. Yes.
But Carolla's woke. Look him up. He's good shit.
Carolla's awesome.
I heard him he was on Candace Owens.
But what pisses me off more than anything is that you dare to bring this up to him and insult him for it.
Yeah.
And you let Hunter Biden slide. This dude.
Nothing is sacred with these people.
It's unbelievable.
Nothing. Political allegiance
And you voted
means
for him.
Everything. There's been other societies in this world where they alienated people like this, and it got worse, and they had snitch hotlines, and they had fake propaganda all over the TV, and they convinced half the people that the other half were bad. Do you remember this story from high school?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm watching it happen again.
It is, but it's not going to get that far.
You're an athlete, or you're a former sports guy. You get this first line.